Hello everyone, my name is Kambiz Kordani and today I want to embark on a crucial discussion about the future of construction management, where sustainability and ecological respects are not optional anymore but integral for our success. Well, as I mentioned, my name is Kambiz Kordani. Right now, I'm a project planner at Enersense company in Finland, a company who respects the sustainability as their value. And I was the key member of the ACMI, the former planning vice president at IBBC, and former project control manager at Shetabkar in Iran for almost 10 years. And now I want to talk about this presentation. Well, the table of contents is, in the part one, we are going to the imperative of eco-adaptive planning. And in part two, we highlight some success. And in part three, we implementing eco-adaptive strategies and suggest some strategies to developing these concepts. And in part four, we make a conclusion for our discussion. Well, this presentation will explore the urgent need for eco-adaptive planning in the construction industry. Well, we will examine the challenges, the solutions, and the path towards the future where building works with the harmony with the nature and ensuring a sustainable and resilient world of generation to come, where our planet faces unprecedented environmental challenges due to the construction sector, and sustainability and environmental responsibility are crucial for the future of the construction management. Well, eco-adaptive planning integrates nature-based solutions to create a sustainable built environment. Well, uh, this you know this evolution of construction manager management, where the imperative to adopt sustainable and environmentally responsible practices is just not advisable, but in my opinion, it's essential. Well, the construction sector, historically known for its substantial environmental footprint, these footprints involving extensive resource consumption and significant emissions. Well, now we face a pressing challenges of aligning with global sustainability goals. This context sets the stage for our discussion, and discussion is about eco-adaptive planning. Well, in this era of rapid environmental changes and increased ecological awareness, the integration of nature-based solutions into construction projects presents not only a pathway to mitigate the adverse impacts associated with buildings and development, but also offers a strategic advantage in the competitive market landscape. Well, these eco-adaptive strategies, which include the utilization of nature materials, the incorporation of green spaces, and the implementation of energy efficient systems, are vital in fostering an environmentally, economically, and socially sustainable future. Well, our focus today goes beyond conventional methods, exploring how to fusion of ecological principles with modern construction techniques can create resilience, adaptive, and sustainable urban environments. Well, by embedding nature-based solution at the heart of construction manager, we are not only responding the environmental challenging, but also paving the way for future generation to thrive in harmony with the natural world. Well, let us delve into the how eco-adaptive planning is not just a necessity but a transformative strategy that redefines the essence of construction management for the betterment of our planet and its inhabitants. Well, the core arguments of our discourse today posits that eco-adaptive planning and the integration of nature-based solutions are not merely optional elements in modern construction manager, but also it is necessary for components of ensuring the long-term sustainability and resilience in our challenging era. Well, Uh, Now we want to tell you something about the background of this discussion. Well, eco-adaptive planning and nature-based solution effectively is essential to establish clear definition of these pivotal terms. Well, first of all, we have the eco-adaptive planning, and these terms refers to the strategic approach in construction management that integrates environmental considerations throughout the planning, design, and execution phases of building projects. Well, eco-adaptive planning is about creating structure and urban environments that are not only minimally invasive the ecosystem but also resilient to environmental changes and challenges. Well, this planning methodology emphasizes adaptability to changing climate conditions, efficient resource use, and minimal environmental impact. Well, these impacts ensuring that the built environment can coexist sustainability with the natural world. And we have the term nature-based solution, NBS. Well, nature-based solutions involve strategies for managing ecological and climate-related challenges that utilize natural processes and ecosystem services. Well, these solutions are designed to address urban and environmental issues such as stormwater management, air quality, and heat reduction, while promotion biodiversity and enhancing both ecological and human health. Well, examples of MBS in constructions includes green roofs, for example, urban forests, permeable pavements, and constructed wetlands. Well, these initiatives not only help buildings reduce their carbon footprints, but also integrate them more seamlessly into the natural environment. Well, thereby enhancing the sustainability and livability of urban areas is really important. Well, understanding these concepts is crucial as they form the foundation of our discussion on integrating eco-friendly methodologies into modern construction practices. The evolution of the construction management practices with respect of environmental it's really considerable, and it has been marked by significant shifts over the decades. Well, historically, the construction industry has been a major contributor to environmental degradation. Well, characterized by extensive use of non-renewable resources, high levels of waste production, and substantial greenhouse gas emissions. Well, this traditional approach often prioritizes economic gains and operational efficiency over environmental impact. Well, then we have the industrialization era. During the industrialization era, construction practices emphasized rapid development and industrial growth with little regards for ecological consequences. Well, this period saw with widespread use of energy-intensive materials and methods, for resulting in significant environmental footprints, as we can see. Well, then in 1970s, we have the environmental awakening era. The modern environmental movement began in the 1970s, catalyzing a more conscientious approach to construction. Well, the establishment of environmental regulation and the founding of government bodies like United States Environmental Protection Agency signal the growing recognition of the need of mitigate environmental impacts. Well, and we have the sustainability movement in the 1990s and 2000s. Well, by the late 20th century, sustainability became a key concern in construction management. In this period, introduced concepts such as leadership in energy and environmental design, certification system, which provides frameworks for environmentally responsible construction practices. Well, this shift also saw the rise of green building materials, energy efficient technology, and an increased focus on reducing the carbon footprints of buildings. And now we have the current trends and the rise of eco-adaptive planning. Well, today eco-adaptive planning represents a further evolution of these trends. Well, it's not only incorporates sustainable building practices, but also involves proactive adaptation to the changing climates. Well, this includes designing buildings and infrastructure that withstand climate-related challenges like floods, heat waves, and hurricanes. Well, moreover, there is a growing emphasis on integrating nature-based solutions to harness ecosystem services directly that enhance the resilience and sustainability of urban environments. Well, this historical progression reflects a broadening scope of priorities in construction management, from construction to thoughtful integration of environmental stewardships, highlighting the industry's role in fostering a sustainable future. Well, as we move forward, the continuation of this trend towards eco-adaptive and the use of nature-based solutions is crucial for addressing the complex environmental challenges of our time. Well, the construction industry, as a pivotal component of the global economy, faces a numerous environmental challenges that necessitate a shift towards eco-adaptive planning. Well, these challenges not only impact the natural environment, but also affect human health and the viability of future development. Well, here are some of the key environmental issues faced by the construction sector. For example, we have carbon footprints. The construction industry is a significant contributor to global greenhouse gas emissions, primarily through the use of fossil fuel-based energy in building process and materials production, such as cement and steel manufacturing. Building and construction activities together account for nearly 40% of global CO2 emissions from energy and process-related resources. Well, reducing these carbon footprints is imperative to meet international climate targets and mitigate global warming. Well, then we have resource depletion. Well, construction demands a high volume of raw materials, including sand, gravel, and timber, leading to substantial environmental strain. Well, over-extraction of these materials can result in habitat destructions, biodiversity loss, and the degradation of ecosystems. Well, sustainable resource management and the adoption of the recycled or renewable materials are critical in alleviating these impacts. And we have a waste production building, and buildings processes are not responsible for significant portion of waste generation worldwide. Well, this waste, if not managed properly, can lead to pollution and further resource inefficiencies. Well, implementing waste reduction and recycling strategies during construction project is essential for minimizing environmental footprints. And then we have energy consumptions, because buildings are major consumers of energy, both in construction and operational phases. It doesn't have any difference. Well, the energy used for heating, cooling, lighting, and running equipment. And then we have the water use and management. Well, the construction industry also uses substantial amounts of water, which can exacerbate water scarcity and land use and habitat disruption. Construction activities can often lead to land degradation, deforestation, and urban sprawl, disrupting local habitats and contributing to ecological imbalance. Well, this approach involves a paradigm shift toward integrating nature-based solutions and adopting more holistic and environmentally sensitive construction practices. Well, the regularity and social pressure. Well, the drive toward eco-adaptive planning in construction management is increasingly influenced by regulatory frameworks and evolving societal expectations. These pressures are critical in shaping industry standards and practices, pushing for more sustainable and environmentally friendly approaches. Well, here's how these factors play a significant role. Well, for example, in the regulatory pressures, we have international agreements. Well, global agreements such as the Paris Climate accords have set ambitious targets to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Well, nations are translating these targets into local laws that impact construction practices, requiring reduction in carbon emissions and increase in energy efficiency. Also, Mr. Ralph Montague have some standards, and he's one of the role model in this area that affects a lot of people who are working in the building information modeling. For national and local regulations, many countries and regions have implemented stringent building codes and standards that mandate the use of sustainable materials, energy efficiency, and low-impact construction methods. Well, then we have green certifications such as LEED, BREEAM, Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method, and other have become benchmark. And on the other hand, we have the social pressure, well, public awareness and demands. As public awareness of environmental issues grows, so does the demand for green building and sustainable living environments. Well, then we have the corporate responsibilities. Well, in these terms, companies are under growing scrutiny from investors, shareholders, and the public to demonstrate corporate social responsibility. Well, this can be include adapting sustainable construction practices to reduce environmental impacts. And also we have the innovation and competition here. Well, there's a rising trend in urban planning and integrating green spaces. Well, sustainable public transport options and pedestrian-friendly design that's aligned with the broader environmental goals is another way of the community and urban planning that can affect the eco-adaptive planning. Well, as a result, eco-adaptive planning is becoming an integral part of construction management, essential for compliance, marketability, and leadership in a rapidly transforming industry landscape. Well, and then we have the strategies and techniques to in the planning strategies. The planning strategies consider six main topics. Green roofing, for example, we can installing green roofs involves covering building rooftops with the vegetations. Well, this can reduce the heat absorption, which in turn decrease the need for air conditions, lowering energy consumptions. And then we have the use of renewable and recycled materials, and this option for renewable resources such as bamboo, sustainability harvested wood, or recycled content products like recycled steel and glass reduces the reliance in finite resources. And we have the water reclamation management. Well, systems such as rainwater harvesting, grey water recycling, and the use of permeable pavements can be integrated into building designs. Well, these systems collect rainwater for on-site use or allow water to percolate into ground. And we have the energy sufficiency to design. Well, incorporating passive solar design, for example, can optimize the use of natural heating and lighting. And we have the building placements and orientation, incorporation of biophilic design. And then we have another strategies that is technological innovations. For example, advanced modeling technologies such as building information modeling. BIM is a digital representation of physical and functional characteristics of facilities. And we have the energy modeling softwares such as Autodesk Revit, for example, Energy Plus, and some other softwares, and eco-friendly building materials. Well, with the low emitting materials. And we have the smart building technologies such as automated building management systems, LOT sensors, and we have the water saving technologies and recycling and reuse technologies such as material recovery facilities. Well, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoy my presentation. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me.